Hello friends, I woke up literally before the sun came up today to unlock and test every single item in the new Democratic Detonation Warbond in Helldivers 2. We also have some new ship module upgrades which I'll also go over. First up, we have the G123 Thermite Grenade, which is unlockable on page 1 of the Warbond. When thrown, it'll attach itself to an enemy, fizzle for a little bit, then detonate. I found this to be pretty damn fun when thrown at chargers or bile titans, you know, big targets that take a lot of damage. I don't know how meta the Thermite Grenade will be at the end of the day when the Impact Grenade is also a thing that deals raw damage to big targets and does so faster. Also, I think most divers have their go-to options for dealing with these big targets anyway, like the Orbital Rail Cannon, the Quasar Cannon, the EAT, the Auto Cannon, etc. If you're wondering, yeah, the Thermite Grenade can close bug holes and fabricators, but I'm not sure you'd want to use them for that. Again, they take a while to detonate, so while they can get the job done, I think other options would probably be better because they get the job done faster. Next up, the BR-14 Adjudicator Marksman Rifle, available on page 1, which comes with the ability to penetrate medium armor. This gun hits like a truck, and even at level 9 difficulty, I found myself tearing through bugs like wet paper. It is definitely really fun and effective, but there are two major downsides to the Adjudicator. One is the mag size. 25 shots in the mag and 6 grand total reserves. 25 in the mag does kind of seem like a lot, but if you turn the weapon onto full auto mode, where IMO it's way more lethal, you'll burn through the mag very quickly. You could get around that by firing the weapon in one bullet at a time mode, but against beefier targets you'll be mashing the trigger a lot. The other major downside is the recoil. Good lord, the recoil. Again, I feel like you want to use the Adjudicator in full auto mode, but if you do, you better either crouch when you shoot the weapon or rock armor with the engineering kit trait to reduce weapon recoil. The Adjudicator is okay against bots, definitely by no means a bad choice, but it's really hard to justify when compared to something like the Plasmon Scorcher, which gets the job done way easier. I think between the two enemies we have right now, the Adjudicator was born to kill bugs, but again, be warned, a high recoil and a shallow mag will be your two greatest enemies in the field. Next new weapon is the R36 Eruptor, unlocked on page 2, which can also break medium armor and is explosive. The best way to think of the Eruptor is that a rifle and a grenade launcher had a baby and gave it to you. This thing demolishes targets with very little effort. Most bugs will get completely obliterated in one shot by this gun, and even some of the heavier automatons will flat out get wrecked as well. The Eruptor can actually kill chargers too, not that it would be my go-to option for doing so, but it's interesting that it can. The Eruptor can also destroy bug holes and fabricators too, which is good to know. Overall, the biggest drawback with the Eruptor is the abysmal reload time, and I don't mean when the mag is empty. In between each individual shot, you'll need to not reload but kinda cock your weapon between shots, which really can be a bummer. That being said, the blast radius is really good per shot, so when enemies are bunched up together, you can get multi-kills with one bullet. If you're gonna use the Eruptor, I'd recommend pairing it together with a good secondary weapon like the P19. That way, if enemies get too close to you, you'll have a good close-range damage-dealing option, which the Eruptor is not. Oh, also, yes, the Eruptor can destroy automaton hulks if you shoot them in the face. Not really recommended with that horrible reload time unless you pair it together with a stun grenade, but yeah, it can get the job done. Next weapon is the GP31 grenade pistol, and man is this thing fun. Does exactly what you'd expect it to do. Fire one single grenade launcher shot at a time, GG. While the constant manual reloading is kind of a chore, the GP is fun and reliable and good for a secondary weapon. Use it on enemies if you like, or use it to close up bug holes or fabricators. Nice. If you find yourself in love with your primary weapon a lot and not really relying on your backup options like the P19 very much, this will be a great weapon for you to use. I predict that I'll be pairing this together with the SMG-37 Defender a lot. Before moving on to the booster and new armor, the final weapon in the Warbond is the CB9 Exploding Crossbow. I am heartbroken to tell you, my fellow divers, that out of every new weapon in the Warbond, none let me down quite as much as the CB9. It can deal with low-level enemies very well, and against automatons, it Fs up striders very easily. But that's kinda where I stopped singing the praises of the CB9. It does not hit especially hard, and against beefy enemies, you'll find yourself really missing the punching power of other weapons. And if you're thinking, well, it's explosive, so maybe it can shut down fabricators and bug holes, right? Yeah, about that. Not sure what they were thinking there, because it can't. Could have tossed this poor little guy a freaking bone, sad to say they cannot get the job done. I'm really hoping that there will be some kind of hidden potential with the CB9 discovered in the future, but I kinda doubt it. Use it if you want to have fun and goof around with a crossbow, but not something that I'm enjoying using right now. Armor-wise, we got 3 new sets in the Warbond. The CE27 Groundbreaker is on page 1 and is medium armor with the servo-assisted perk. Not the first medium armor outfit with that trait, but if you like how it looks or don't have medium armor yet with that trait, go for it. On page 2, we have the CE07 Demolition Specialist outfit. Basically light armor with the engineering kit trait. There are other light outfits with that trait, but the new demo armor has a slightly higher armor rating, 64 compared to the usual 50 found on light armor. If you're asking me, I think this armor looks pretty good, and even though Scout is my favorite light armor trait, I feel like I'll get good mileage out of the demo armor. Finally, for armor, we have the FS55 Devastator, heavy armor with the fortified trait. As you can imagine, this is by no means a new trait for heavy armor, but I think the appeal of the Devastator is that really unique look. I really love this armor. I say grab it if you want to wear it because it looks badass. There is one new booster in the Warbond, Expert Extraction Pilot. Lowers the time it takes for the extraction shuttle to reach the extraction beacon. I've already heard people say this is a flat 20-second reduction in time, but that's technically not correct. Let me explain. On a normal mission with a 2-minute extraction timer, the booster will reduce the time to extract down to 1 minute and 42 seconds exactly. However, on a mission with the modifier that extends your stratagem call-in time by 50%, the normal 2-minute extraction time is extended to 3 minutes, and the new booster shaves that time down to 2 minutes and 33 seconds. If you look at the amount of time shaved off in each example purely by how many seconds are shaved off, we can see that the new booster is a straight up 15% faster extraction time. TLDR, the amount of seconds shaved off will depend on the overall extraction time, but yeah, a 15% reduction. I put out a video very recently going over and rating literally every booster in Helldivers 2. Link to that video in the pinned comment if you want to check it out, by the way. But yeah, the other boosters do so much better things than this booster, in my opinion. I would much rather have one of the other stronger boosters than this one. Maybe on a mission with a 100% longer stratagem call-in time, this could be beneficial, but I'm gonna go ahead and rank it in low tier. The other boosters will help you way more frequently. Finally, we got 6 new ship modules, which I didn't really know were coming today. Nice. I haven't unlocked all the ship modules yet because they are expensive AF, but fairly self-explanatory, which is nice. Superior packing methodology will let support weapons get fully refilled by resupply boxes. That is huge for people who are a fan of the autocannon, the grenade launcher, the anti-mat rifle, etc., etc. Very beneficial overall. Next, we have atmospheric monitoring. Orbital HE barrages have a 15% reduced spread overall. I don't know about you, but I'm still a fan of the 380mm barrage on automaton missions, so I can't wait to unlock this one. Next, we have the one I unlocked immediately, XXL Weapons Bay. Eagle stratagems that drop multiple bombs get 1 additional bomb to drop per deployment. No, that does not affect the 500 kg, you sickos, that only drops 1 bomb. This is only for eagles that drop multiple bombs. I still really love the napalm and regular eagle strike and use them quite frequently, so this pick was a total no-brainer for me. We got enhanced combustion, fire damage from stratagems increased by 25%. Good lord, another fire buff. Maybe this will make me actually want to use the flamethrower. Kinda doubt it, but I do use mines on occasion and absolutely can't wait to upgrade my eagle napalm yet again. Hell yeah. Circuit expansion will allow your lightning damage to leap to 1 additional enemy. I'm not a big Tesla tower guy, but to all the arc thrower chads out there, you enjoy. Just wait for me to get out of the way first. Finally, we got blast absorption. Sentries take 50% less damage from explosions. Nice. If you're a big sentry user, this will help out on automaton missions or from friendly fire, I guess. I may unlock that one second to last, just in front of circuit expansion, but you do you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. If I find anything extra than what I talked about here today, I'll mention it down in the pinned comment. Thank you for watching, and remember to sub. Peace.